Stanley Kubrick, 1980s film, The Shining, is a gothic horror that shows Jack Torrance, played by Jack Nicholson, becoming a homicidal maniac as he is staying in a hotel on top of an Indian burial ground with his family. The film was nominated for 4 Saturn Awards, including Best Horror Film and Best Music. This documentary will explore sound techniques and their effects within The Shining. First, we'll be looking at the music used within The Shining and why it is effective at creating a creepy and suspenseful mood. Then we'll explore sound effects and their use in creating the scene.
Come out, wherever you are.
In probably the most famous scene in The Shining, music is used to create suspense and show the danger that is to come. The music is very loud at the foreground of what we hear. The music cuts out when Jack tries to open the door, creating a brief false sense of security and the hope of extra time for escape or safety. The music shows us that Jack's character and how he is disturbing, and adds depth to Jake's previously considered normality. The music heightens a sense of danger as the music loudness relates to actions and becomes quieter to enhance sound effects such as the axe, and gets louder to intensify Jack's words.
There is a fidelity from the source within the sound of the axe. This sound seems more present and encourages a more visceral reaction from the viewer. The music is exaggerated, suggesting the incoming threat.
Without music, the struggle of the woman would be less intense, as there would be less of a sense of danger approaching, and her trying frantically to escape. The music rises and decreases, making it enhance actions and words, and builds tension. Compared to a clip in Paranormal Activity, where music was not used, it has a completely different feel. There is still tension, but in a different way, as we are waiting for there to be sound. It makes the feel of it being a more real-life occurrence rather than in The Shining, where we suspect him not to be himself and see him as a creep. In a book about The Shining, it states, "The big band music is part of the nostalgic lure that pulls in Jack, perhaps attempting to absorb the storm." In the scene, the action complements the sound and adds depth to Jack's character. Jack smiles as he are seen as sinister, and he looks threatening. The music is very fast-paced and matches the action of Danny running. When Danny hides from Jack, the music gets deeper to show Danny hiding away and creates tension of him staying unknown. The wind sound effects builds on the music and creates the feeling of uncertainty. The music adds to the moving camera by having continuous suspense of the expectation of Danny being caught by Jack. Without music, there is a lot less of a sense of anxiety and less sympathy towards Danny, as there is not as much fear towards Jack, and feel not as uneasy. Jack's character could be misinterpreted and not as threatening.
That masks are disturbing for the same reasons. When someone is wearing a mask, you're unable to discern if the person underneath is a threat to you. Their intentions are ambiguous and unknowable. I think this is why I find the two little girls so frightening. When they appear, they're at a distance that makes it difficult to read their faces.
Hello, Danny.
And even when you can, they're completely expressionless. Their presence indicates they want something from you, but they are perfectly still and their faces betray nothing.
In a book about The Shining, it says, the song appears as an embodiment of memory, not necessarily out personal memory, but more collective memory of some sort. The sound effects used in the bike scene creates a soundscape and makes suspense.
The lens is 2 or 3 inches off the ground and the carpet is coming by, and then the walls of the set are going by, and it not only has that weird aura of penetrating space, but it also is the great shot of all time for explicating what they're in for in this hotel, how vast it is and how mysterious. And the sound part of it, by the way, was a surprise to Stanley. It hadn't occurred to him, I think, because we were all shocked in dailies to suddenly hear this rug, no rug, rug, no rug. You couldn't hear it unless you had the mic right there.
As said in the video, the sound was unintended and makes us feel uneasy. The music only comes in when something is going to happen. Whenever we think something might go wrong or something bad will happen, the music goes along with these fears and either gets high-pitched or fast-paced, such as when Danny sees the two twins in the hallway. The sounds add to the soundscape, the idea of it being a large labyrinth, full of fears and dangers around every corner.
As stated in the book, it may be when musical songs articulate memory, particularly a collective memory, as an aesthetic repository, it might possess the power to unearth bad things from our past we would rather forget. Conclusion. So, what did we learn? We learned 1. Different styles require different or no music. Sound effects can create sonic soundscapes. 3. Music can create a creepy or suspenseful mood. Thank you.